Zach, you gotta pay attention to the road there, buddy.
Nah,
we're not really getting a shot of anything. But it's good to see the light works and shit. This was a test of the non-emergency broadcasting system. This is not an emergency. This is just a test of this particular camcorder. Let's flash off. And here is Zach preparing to work.
well,
There's a car. And here's Zach parking far too close to another person. What you doing, Zach? Not sure about... Whoa, that is a bright light. This is uncomfortable.
the greatest terror threat is economic.
Now here is Zach.
I'm curious to see what's going on.
And I am Ottawa Dan, I suppose. I'm slightly known as. Now this is an awkward intro. Anyways, Zach and I have descended upon the Ottawa encampment to reoccupy Ottawa. As you saw the last pre-Occupy Ottawa, Occupy Ottawa, I don't know. There's a push-play interval going on here. Anyways, I think it's about time I shut up and we just, we let the footage speak for itself. Man, I am blinded by this light. I just had this light in my face. To flash or not to flash? That is the question. I'm thinking flash. Yeah, definitely flash. Oh, what's going on over here? Oh, we've got a chess game going on at Occupy Ottawa. You guys, do you mind being filmed, or
Sure, yeah.
is that cool?
Yeah, that's all cool.
Well, just possibly a YouTube video.
Okay, cool.
I've got
yes, all friendly.
I've got some information actually on Grasshopper Media if you would like.
Oh, the users for the banking stuff.
Are you with Grasshopper Media?
Pass this around if you want.
Hey, are you with Grasshopper Media?
Yeah, these guys, they make videos and post them on the internet on this.
Yeah, no, I know these guys, man.
Oh, okay, cool.
All right, we will be happy to have you.
Now, do you guys want to see something really cool that I learned today?
What's that?
Okay, here's this guy. It's called Tom Kennedy. I don't know if you can see it on here.
Tom Kennedy?
Tom Kennedy. He's got his business card. I am...
I'm saying? Usury-free Kennedy, yeah.
Yeah, so anyways, he has this business card, right? And you know, everybody passes around their business card and they say, okay, here's my card, contact me. So what this guy did to make sure you don't just discard his card, he attached a value to it. And what it says is it's worth $1 Canadian. So he's made his own currency, right? Because he's saying when you deal with him, if you bring him this card and you have to pay him money, he'll give you this dollar off for presenting this card. Because his word is basically his bond, and he's telling you here, like, this is worth $1. And friend Zach over here has
to go see the guy.
now.
Give me 100 of them.
If you look on the back, there's all these websites of other people who are signed up for this idea of usury-free, like cash, right? Usury-free is basically it's another word for interest.
I can. My glasses is not.
Oh, okay.
You have your dollar back.
Cool. And you can, if you want, you can check usury-free or show it around. Or
Way better than my first time. Way better than my first.
Here's Zach singing my praises for some unknown reason, but I will soak it up.
You're going to try to wake somebody up, try to present some information, and that's what you wanted to do, and you went, and you
hear this guy? Listen to the flattery. Beautiful.
Well, whether people were receptive or not, it's like he did better than my first time doing it in Montreal with 9/11. So.
Cool. All right, let's see what's going on over here.
I guess it does kind of require a pitch because everybody is expecting. Because like I was talking about the programming and conditioning, like the multi-generational programming and conditioning, the masses have been programmed and conditioned with. You're gonna have to manipulate it because if you're gonna wake anybody up, you're gonna have to.
You don't have to manipulate it. You just have to present it.
Well, you can call it whatever
They've never
you want,
been
but the word
presented.
manipulation, like salesman.
How you doing this evening?
Manipulate people because the things.
We've got got some music going on over here. How's it going tonight, guys? Do you mind being filmed, or is that cool?
Who are you?
Do you have any more of those flyers? Grasshopper. So Grasshopper Media.
Okay.
It's like links to YouTube videos and different perspectives on things going on, etc., etc.
Do you have any connection to like Bullfrog Power?
I've never heard of it actually. If you
Bullfrog Power is like a way to like power your household
okay,
with ethical energy, so like green energy.
do you know kind of some more ideas on it? Like
Dark green. Light green is like I'm gonna associate power
okay,
with this type of energy providing service.
would this be like a solar power or something similar, or?
No, it's just energy that's gleaned in an ethical way. So like proper carbon taxes have to be paid for it, or
Okay.
it was gotten ethically.
Okay.
What do you find out more about this?
But can I just answer your first question?
What was that?
Yeah, certainly.
Yes, you can film me.
Cool. Awesome.
Only if I can have a smoke.
Yeah, sure.
Now, have you heard of usury-free currency?
That is too many words.
Do you want to? Okay.
Way too many words.
Basically, there's this guy Tom Kennedy,
Do you
right?
need any synopsis services? Because I can provide like a synopsis service. You
this
just,
might be
smoke
something-
weed with me and like tell me what you're trying to say.
Oh, smoke weed with me.
I will like give you a little.
Oh no, that's cool. Here.
I'll give you like how to say it in the.
Should have brought some weed.
Yeah.
12 words max. 12 words is like the maximum.
It's like you go down to the, you lower that denominator or something, like fraction it down for greater understanding.
So 1 and 12. No, you can't synopsize 1 and 12. 1 and 12 is like. I feel you're a little bit distant because you're on the camera.
Maybe I'm kind of
like the camera is
I'm more of an observer. Yeah, but it's like you need to speak to.
I know what you mean. The light is unnatural. It's weird.
It's nicer in the daytime because it's not so in your face. It's just we can talk and like the camera's pulled back and it's observing both.
No, it's like sunglasses, but your sunglasses get to be in your hand.
Oh, that's cool. Like that's
Sun's inside your glass.
because it's like you're behind the lens, right? And it's like but when I pull the lens back and it's like both of us are now speaking, but people happen to be watching.
Look, now with all the technology having make videos and shit we're doing right now, it's new. It's new shit. It's unnatural. Like, feel weird.
And it's like just
It's not new to me, man. How old are you? It's not new to me.
No,
It's new to you because you're 35. I'm 28.
you're kind of more into the.
I've been on the internet since I was like.
It's just been there all along. Like you grew with it. Almost.
Like, internet is not.
Oh, it's gone.
Some people say love connects everything, but I say internet connects everything.
It's like we're still connecting, but it's not personal anymore. It's through a lens. Just as you just mentioned, I was behind the camera, and it's like we weren't really speaking, right? The internet's kind of like that.
What is a kilobyte? That's why I mentioned synopsis earlier. Synopsis break down only useful information you need. When I synopsize, I say synopsize 3 times in 12 minutes. Synopsize.
But synopsis is what? It's like your brain sends a message, right?
It's a way to compress information into like a kilobyte or a megabyte. That is like all you need.
So it's like you're taking all this information and making it like a communication. You're taking all this, like it's like the garbled.
Easy to get short message. It tells you everything you need to know.
We're talking about programming conditioning for decades and decades. That's what's happening. People will see the news for 30 seconds and think they talk about the story. And in 30 seconds, you think you know everything there is to know about it because of how the way it's explained. The next day at the water cooler, we're going to go talk about it. And because we're explaining what to talk about, what to think about it, and all that shit.
We're not trying to create behavior that you create off of dog. You know, or a pigeon, put a pigeon into a danger and create new behavior from it. We're not going to do that.
Like dogs, right?
We're trying to say, if you can communicate not only with yourself, with the world, at the same time, through the internet, through like internet, then you can transcend that animalistic thing that like birds have and that animals have. And that you know that things maybe needing to be done without you knowing why.
It's like an ant, right? Like the ants in the ant hill. Like one ant, they all connect and they all know what to do for the good of the colony. But it's like they all just know their role is sort of. But it's like they've independently reached this conclusion.
Check water! Water just got delivered over here. Anybody strong enough to carry some? Let's go.
Cool, let's do it. We're occupied.
It appears the grasshoppers are following. I must admit that my arm is quite tired of holding this camera, but we will continue on. That's awesome. Well, we've got nothing going on. We can just, once again, pitch this Tom J. Kennedy and his $1 Canadian business card. Great idea, I believe. Once again, here's that.
Control.
You want to hold this camera? My arm is tired as something.
I just flew in from Ottawa, and boy, my arm's tired.
Man in action. Catch this, Mr. Zach.
Right on. Hello, guys. Good night.
How are you this evening?
Good.
Except for the winter with that thing. Damn. Hey!
All right.
This is every day, man.
Do I have a business card?
Because I learned something really cool today, and I just wanted to share with people. So there's this guy, Tom Kennedy, right?
Yep.
Cute. And he has his business card, but to make people like hold on to his card, I guess, I'm assuming this is what he meant. He said it's equal to $1 Canadian. So when you go deal with him, right? Say you owe him $50 for whatever service he offers, right?
Cards?
Yeah, I guess. Or you have his business card, so you go in and it's $49, and then you give him the card, and it's the one more.
Sure.
And then I guess on the back there's this. It's like list of. It's a website, and it's other users who.
Yeah.
So it's like maybe you need a lawyer or a plumber or whatever, and it's like.
Sort of like
here's
an alternative community currency.
Yeah.
Cool.
And here's like his flyer on it.
Is he from Ottawa?
And here's his card.
Yeah, Tommy Kennedy. Yeah, he is from Ottawa. Isn't he?
Cool.
Yeah. Or this morning, he's in Ontario for sure. It's a solution. And this guy, Tom
It's one
Kennedy,
among many. I mean, personally, I would.
It's a
he proved that it works in
viewpoint,
local environments where people
We
are.
could work localized very easily. I mean, I'm sure you guys are aware of fiat currency, and that we basically do this anyways.
Yeah.
So it's an alternative.
Well, would you mind? Would you be in our little video? I know it's a little off-putting.
I prefer not to. Personally.
That's cool. No, it's
okay.
Especially dressed up in my business suit. I dressed up as a monster today.
Oh.
Yeah. No, for sure.
No, you look good. Can we get a shot?
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of being on camera.
Okay, that's cool. Totally
anyways,
understandable.
if you'd like to hold on to this, just like you could show it around and just say.
Yeah, totally, I will. I mean, personally, I come from a background where I'd love to see a moneyless society.
Yeah. Like
that could
evolving
work.
beyond the need. Like,
Well,
because
local
it's your word
sustainable
within each other,
economies.
right?
Local sustainable economies. I mean, if we grew everything within 50 kilometers of Ottawa, we could trade. We could be essentially self-sustaining.
Yeah.
And then we could have an internal gift economy, which is essentially what the Native Americans did for years.
It's like Mother Nature provides everything you need if you stop trying to suppress it. Like, you don't need to modify Mother
Exactly.
Nature. You just need to say, oh, it gives us corn, or it gives us this, or it gives us this. We'll just harvest it and let it grow. Like, we don't need to
Exactly.
modify it to kill these weeds. We just need to tend
or
our
any of this
fields, or-
globalization nonsense, right?
Right,
I mean, if we
globalization
stop-
stopping the self-sufficiency of local areas.
It's the exact opposite of it.
Yeah.
It's that the
it's-
top down telling the bottom what to do.
And it's organized in, on a continental and global scale, which is not sustainable. You know what I mean? We have places in Africa right now, it's a giant land grab going on to buy up all the arable land down there so that we can grow food for here. I mean, this is ridiculous. We can grow
It is
our own
ridiculous.
food here.
Yeah, we already have an abundance.
We have farmers.
We just don't. We just take.
We don't pay
take
them.
corn, right, and we try to turn it into ethanol because that's better for oil.
Exactly.
But then you have livestock that are starved, and then the price goes up, and the farmers have to buy this other shit, and it's this whole cycle of bullshit feeds bullshit feeds
Go into the
bullshit.
grocery store and walk through the fresh produce aisle.
It's all irradiated, it's all genetically modified, there's nothing. And so
it's
this is
all
organic on it.
Yeah, and it's from where? It's from
Like Chile
Costa Rica.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And even stuff that says organic on it that you-
Cucumber from there. We can grow cucumbers.
Yeah, especially
You're
greenhouses.
gonna pay $4 more for a package that says
You can have a
organic.
greenhouse anywhere, right? Like they can
Look
put
at
a
all the
greenhouse
rooftops.
here. Yeah.
Look at all the rooftops. Rooftop gardening is fantastic.
Yeah.
There's lots of ways to do that in urban spaces. If you guys take a look at permaculture, a lot of these guys are already doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
have
they
to
just
take a
need to
look
get it to more people need to be aware, I guess. Or,
Well, we need to have
great
a
article about
paradigm
it.
shift in our society. We need to start valuing a sustainable local economy rather than, say, financial capital. Trading credit default swaps and all these kinds of garbage, right? Which does nothing productive for anybody.
the nonsense of the swapping of the fake currency for more fake currency that gets made out of nothing on each transaction.
Well, that's how they create a bubble, right? Is they basically spend more of the fake currency than they have through these interesting accounting tricks. That's what the housing bubble was, right?
Yeah.
They marked on their books that they had basically gotten paid for those mortgages when in fact, of course, nobody could pay them back.
That's
because
right.
their payment was like they sold the junk to other people who bought the junk and then
Well, yeah,
sold it
the
off.
bundles,
They
yeah.
basically sold something as money which hadn't been paid yet, right? Because as soon as they signed someone up for an $800,000 mortgage, they then put on their books that they have $800,000 in their pockets, which of course
when they have maybe
they
500 or 2,000 or
and they were
some-
doing these deals where they basically had no money down. We'll just give it to you, right? So yeah, they have no money from that whatsoever, and eventually, yeah, they have to admit to themselves that they're completely bankrupt.
It was working so well with cars that they couldn't help themselves but go to the real estate with it.
Exactly.
I sold
And then it
Mitsubishi
gets
in Orlando
further from
and I
there,
saw
right?
it.
Then you see how tricky the banks got it with credit default swaps. They bet against them, basically. They knew they were going to fail. They bet against them.
they see the market
rich.
crashing and then they profit off the crash of the market because
And they expand that crash because they expand the bubble, right? There's more fake money floating around.
and then you get
And then your bank
inflation,
account's drained.
right? This is what leads to inflation, right? And then the loaf of bread where it was $2,
Somewhat.
now all of a sudden it's $10, or is this
Oh, hyperinflation.
Somewhat. Inflation occurs for a lot of reasons. That's much more than inflation. That's creating a bubble, which is basically a space in the money system where there is no money left. Because, for example, they said that they had $800,000. They then invested that in another company when they never had that money to begin with, and they're not about to get it. So it's a way to basically make up imaginary money in our already fiat system. So, yeah, and then eventually they have to admit that they don't have the money, so they're going to take whatever they have left of yours, which is generally your savings or your pension, something like that.
The fact that there's an Occupy going on in all these cities, it shouldn't mean that the jig is up for these guys. But I find the problem being, like, a large chunk of these people are still asleep to the real thing. So Dan, Ottawa Dan, and I came down here tonight for this reason, to talk to somebody, to talk to some people about having a conversation.
Do you guys have the Truther tent over there?
No, but we're not against those guys.
No, neither am I. So a lot of people get a bad rap.
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to 9/11, it's pretty obvious what happened,
I'm a truther. I'm a Montreal 9/11 Truth Group. We had Richard Gage at the largest gathering of 9/11.
I don't know. When it comes to like Alex Jones and stuff like that, I mean, half of what that guy says is insane. The other half is completely correct.
Well,
think
when
he
you
might
see
be a
the video,
Jesuit.
right? Like, it's one of those, the proof is in the pudding. And when you see this video,
Yeah, but I mean,
and the
there's-
tower goes like this, and
And
they show
collapses
it
in on
fall,
itself, it's
and then they
obvious.
show a controlled demolition right beside it, and
Yeah.
they say, watch. exactly the same.
Yeah, there's no doubt
exactly
about
the same. And there's only so many times you can watch this video and say,
yeah, my eyes are betraying me. Yeah.
yeah,
This is an orange. An orange is an orange. You know what an orange is from experience.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you believe your eyes, or do you believe what they're going to tell you to believe?
Exactly. No,
There's a 2-minute video called "This Is an Orange." If you Google it, it's awesome.
And nothing hit it to begin with, you know, and nothing like that's ever collapsed from fire to begin with. I mean, how are you supposed to start a fire on the floors of this metal building and have it collapse now? I mean,
from office furniture, I believe is what they said, took down this building. This huge, all this steel
all in one shot,
and
in like a controlled demolition. It makes no sense at all.
I'm sick of these squares quoting popular mechanics and stuff, trying to get everybody else to believe that they're not crazy. The whole cognitive dissonance thing. Okay, so when somebody learns about 9/11,
I mean, it goes so far in our society when you look at cognitive dissonance. I've been involved in activism for many years, basically on what would be considered the left. I don't really consider myself that angle. I've not been involved with the truth movement because there's a lot of people that have conspiracies that are not true.
yeah, right, nutty.
There are lots of conspiracies out there that are completely true.
Right.
There are plenty out there that
there's misinformation everywhere, like within the truther movement or within.
Yeah,
like,
and there's people that have all sorts of ideas that aren't necessarily based in reality. There's lots of crazy people out there. Take a walk through. You know.
It's true.
So I really haven't been part of that movement, but when it comes to the environment and this nonsense about there not being any climate change, like there's actually a debate there. I mean, it's total cognitive dissonance.
Yeah.
In Canada, it's like a little bit more than half of the population that believes in climate change. Because
That's so shitty.
It's insane.
That is insane. They're
You
nuts.
feel the weather. You're outside, you know? You can see all the weather-related phenomena happening all over the world constantly, right? I mean, it's completely nuts.
Well, you can even do like an experiment at home, right? Say you take a can of gasoline and you have your bathtub, right? And you just pour a little bit in, and a little bit in, and a little bit in. Eventually, that water is going to be filthy. So if we continue to dump stuff into the environment, eventually the environment, it cleans and it takes care of some of the stuff we throw at it. But if we keep throwing too much at it,
well, the problem is it's a system overload because it's a biosphere. You can approach collapse, and that's what we're doing. Once you kill off enough of the species that are around,
because it's one big ecosystem. Each
the
species
ecosystem is screwed.
To the next.
Exactly. And there is a tipping point.
Like, I don't know if you've heard about the bees.
Yes.
The bees dying off, and basically, like, the bees are what
the salmon in BC.
all these flowers, right? So
Yep.
if you take the bees away, and there's nothing pollinating all these flowers, nothing's gonna grow.
Exactly.
Yeah.